Nothing will be start over. Damn. Don't keep telling me the same thing, bitch. I'ma block you. That's like tapping me on my shoulder. That shit agitates the fuck out of me. You know damn well I'm looking at the screen and I can see. And bitch, you know damn well I done tried to add him 3 times. I'm trying to add you right now. Is it
Oh,
accepting you? Hey, you see how they trying to play with this fucking live?
yeah. I don't know who you done pissed off. They doing some shit to you right now. They doing some shit to your accounts. That's not.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. That's not Rock Nation tampering right there. Trust me. They started doing some weird shit to me when I was trying to let certain shit be known. So I just fell back.
Yeah. So you heard so far what happened. Let me say this real quick.
Yeah,
EJ
yeah.
is on the stand. EJ's on the stand, and EJ has attested to the fact that they had went through about 6 or 7 bottles. Whenever security was not there, they would protect themselves by way of carrying around tasers and mace. And he has seen things that looked like it could have been a handgun in luggage before that belonged to Megan, but he cannot confirm. He said I wouldn't touch it or pry because that wasn't my business. And
Mm.
that's basically where we are now. We're at the party. Okay, so I'll go back just a little bit. um Megan and Kylie are on one end of the pool, and Kelsey is so inebriated that she is passed out on the floaty on the other side of the pool. So EJ goes over and he says, look, we need to go upstairs, baby. So she's eyes closed, mumbling, drunk. He walks her, she's stumbling kind of up to the bed, puts her in the bed so that she can go to sleep. Then he comes back downstairs. More drinking is taking place. They've already gone through about 6 or 7 bottles, but more drinking is taking place. He said that Tory got there after Megan called him on FaceTime. It took 30 minutes for Tory to get there. It took about 30 minutes after she called on FaceTime.
Wait,
And
hold on. So Meg's still drinking, and her friend passed
after
out.
the 6 and 7 bottles, and her friend that she didn't seem to give a fuck about that was floating unconscious over there, yeah, she continued drinking with Kylie while her friend was knocked the fuck out,
I told
floating
y'all,
in a body of water.
told y'all Meg the Liver King, man. Meg could drink
Okay.
Sprite out.
Okay. Woo. So Megan calls Tory on FaceTime. Hey, come through. About 30 minutes later, he comes through. They said that Corey said, are we wrapping this shit up or what's going on? Because other people had left. So now we all caught up, you guys. By the time Tory got there, EJ says it was just us. And it wasn't that much drinking going on right at that point. They said when Tory got there, and he kind of got more settled in, they started drinking again. So he got there at about 9 to 9:30. Kelsey is still asleep. They said when Tory got there, Corey Gamble left. So they said, EJ said, not they. EJ said Kylie and Megan went to the door, and Megan was twerking for Tory in the doorway. Okay, look at look at me, shaking that ass, shaking that ass. Okay, so bouncing that ass. So they said Tory, I'm sorry, Tory comes up obviously. Kylie walks everybody in. He said Tory didn't have no security. The driver stayed in the car. They said Kylie was out of the pool. Megan was out of the pool at the time that he went. EJ went to go check on Kelsey. He came back and Kylie and Tory were in the pool. He said, I don't know where Megan was at that time. But then Megan came back down and then got in the pool. Hold on, bitch. Then Megan came and got back in the pool. And they drank some more, if that's fucking possible. So Megan's wig is slipping at this point. Yeah, it's so much alcohol. So Megan's wig is slipping. So EJ said, I know that Megan hates to have her hair messed up. So I told her, baby, your wig is slipping. So he said that he tried to adjust it. And so when he adjusted it by the side of the pool, Megan swam the fuck off. He trying to tell her it's time to go. But she was like, just basically on some shit, like, just touch it up. And then she literally swam back off. Okay. Um, okay. She came back and the wig was in the middle of her motherfucking head. So EJ said, look, girl, let's go to this bathroom, try to fix this wig. He said when they went to the bathroom to try to fix the wig, he said, baby, this wig ain't gonna make it. The wig is fucking done. Let's go. I'll just go pack our bags so we can leave. He said, Megan wanted to leave, but she wanted Kelsey and Tori to leave too. The bitch ain't want to leave by herself. She needed them to go. She making it the parents want them to go. They
Hey,
said, this is a question to EJ. Did you see anything in the bags when you packed it? He said no. They said, what did you pack? He said, I packed a Louis V bag and a suitcase. So now these bags that Megan, act like she didn't know who the fuck they belong to, baby, these are your bags, he has confirmed. They said, did you look in the bags? No. Did you see anything inside the bags that looked like maybe a taser or a gun? No. They said, did you state that you saw a firearm that could have been in her bag previously, like in life in general? He said, yeah. I'm sorry. He said, yeah. They said, did you look in her bag this time? He said, I just packed the bags and put them in my car. Now we got EJ has packed the bags. He said, when I put the bags in my car, I went and told Megan, let's go. The bags are in the car. He said Megan was hesitant to leave and she kept on asking for Tory and Kelsey. He said she was drunk and aggressive. He said, at this point, I am ready to go home. And so I offered to take her home, but she wanted to leave with Tory. He said, I never left them anywhere. If they roll with me, I make sure they get back how they came. He said, so when she asked me to put the shit in Tory car, I asked her twice, are you sure? And she said, yeah, put it in that car. He said, so I told Kelsey this is what she want to do, and we put the bags in Tori's car. He said, I told the driver, can you open the trunk? And I put the shit in, we put the shit in the trunk. He said, I went back inside and told Megan the bags are in Tori's car. He said Megan was irritated at that point, but that Kelsey and Megan got in the car, and he got in his car. And he said, I pulled out behind them. And I said, text me when you get home. So now we have somebody else corroborating that she did leave that residence the first time with Quan and Kelsey. And it was just those three. He said, if someone said that you weren't there when they left, at the time that they left, would that be true? He said, no. This is a direct shot at Megan, who made those claims. She rolled with Tory because EJ was gone. That is not true, because EJ packed your ass up and made sure that you were in the car. Okay? EJ said, it actually irritates me that someone would say that I left, because I would never do that. Came with me, you leave with me. He only moved the bags because that's what she wanted to do. And he don't leave bitches behind that he fuck with. He said, so that made him very irritated. Okay? He said, so I knew that once Megan had made a sly remark that it was time to go. He said, I've been knowing Kylie. He said, I even hit T. Ferris up via text and told him it's time for us to go. He said, when Megan made a sly remark to Kylie, I was already on alert. Huh?
what was the remark?
You want me to jump to the remark? He ain't said at that point.
Keep it going as long as you got it. Go ahead,
Hell
girl.
yeah, I got it. So he said, look, I was on my toes because Megan went from fun to being irritated. So they switched gears a little bit. They said, when you met Tory? He said, I met him at a Rock Nation brunch. And he said, get into this. Tory would come over to Megan's house. I would drop Megan off at Tory's house. And I ain't never seen him with no gun. He said he didn't seen Tory about 10 fucking times. He said that Megan went on trips with Tory. We'll get there. Anyway, while she up here playing, like she ain't over there sucking and fucking, but regardless, he said, I've dropped Megan with, huh?
Vacations?
Vacation. That was caked up. Was they in love, Ek?
Hey, I think she had some feelings. She didn't like how Kylie was pressing up type shit. But go ahead, girl. This is too good. This is too good. Hey.
Okay.
Hey, all my chat niggas in here, man. Yo, y'all run up her cash app, man. That's mob rated down there, man. Y'all show her some love. You know what I mean? This beautiful queen has gotten us all the info and held us down for a whole week. She been doing the God's work. Come on now.
So thank you. So he said, I've dropped Megan with Tory, and I wasn't worried about it because we spent damn near all of quarantine with him. And he said Megan has gone on trips with him, and she has met with Tory without security. So remember, I think it was you. Was it you that said that, yeah, she been linking up without her team knowing? All right.
Behind their back.
Let's get into it. So EJ says, yes, They went on trips together. She has been around him without security. I never thought nothing of it. He even said, before I knew Tory, I thought he was an asshole. He said, but during quarantine, when I got to know him, he was cool. He changed his mind on him. So he said, I have not seen Tory since that night at Kylie's house. So now we get back to the security talk. They said, has there ever been a time where you seen a handgun in Megan's bags? He said, no. He said, I just packed the bags, though. I just throw shit on top of her bags. He said, were there weapons in the bags? This still defense. He said, I don't know, because I just put the shit on top. So now we go to cross-examination. They said, let's go back to July 11th. They said, do you recall the start of that day? EJ said, yeah. I picked Megan and Kelsey up at the same location at about 1 p.m. And we went straight to Kylie's home. They said that afternoon, did you see those two with the gun? He said, no. He said, who was there? He said, Kylie, Corey, some of Kylie's friends, and security. And they said, where was Kylie's house at? He said, I don't know the address, but it's near the Beverly Hills Canyon, near the LA Basin. He said, Megan was near Runyon Canyon at the top of the hill. So it took maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get to her house. And it was like, oh, so that's quick in LA. And they had a little chuckle about how fast that was. So they said, did more people come at any point in the night? And he said about an hour after we had been there, a white man came with Odell Beckham. And that's his thing? Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr., the football player, the little pretty ass one. Him. Yeah. He said about an hour or so later, here come Odell Beckham and a damn white man. He said, so about how many people, EJ didn't know his name, how many people was at the house at that point? He said it was probably about 4:15, and it was about 10 or 12 people at that point. And so he said, the reason I know that it probably was around that time is because when we got in the pool, the sun was setting. He said, so I'm basing it off of, you know, how the weather was, like what it was looking like outside. So he said the party was drinking. No, I'm sorry. He said, who was drinking at the party? Everybody was drinking. He said everybody but me, Odell, and his friend was drinking. So the prosecutor, Bot, was like, you would say that Odell Beckham is a big guy, right? And I think that he was about to get into the 6 or 7 bottles that then got chugged a lot. And so he was like, well, hold on now. He said me and Odell actually had a little combo real quick because me and Odell don't drink. He said, so me, Odell, and one more person wasn't drinking that night. So exclude us from the group of people that went through them 6 or 7 bottles. So they had to throw that shit out the window because prosecution looked like that. Yo, y'all do the math in the motherfucking chat. So they said, so how many people was drinking the goddamn liquor? They said by 8 people. About 8 people went through about 6 or 7 motherfucking bottles, basically. That's what he said.
Yo, Meg killed 3 bottles of Henny by herself? We might have to give her an award.
Trophies. So then, playing beer pong. Everybody playing beer pong. They said, did Megan make some food? Here we go with this cheap ass nigga meal. He said, yeah. She went in there to go make some tacos. They said tacos or nachos. People, it gets worse. The bitch didn't even have Rotel and Velveeta. He said no. Megan made tacos. He said, but we never ate them because Megan ass was too worried about coming outside the party. He said Megan was supposed to go in and make that motherfucking ground beef and put it in them damn shells, but she could not stand the fact that everybody was having a good time. So she said, fuck the tacos. These hoes ain't even ate. So then they said Kelsey passed out about a few hours into the party. He said, so everybody was just talking and drinking, right? And then so EJ was like, yeah. He said, were they bragging about having a gun? He said, no. They said, what time did Kelsey pass out? He said, probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock. He said, so Kelsey passed out. Was she drunk? And he said, hell yeah, like she was drunk. I had to go put her in the bed. And he said that Kelsey and Kylie actually hit it off because Kelsey a party starter. They said she like a little Tasmanian devil. He said she's short, she wild, and she the life of the party. She's a happy drunk. They say, you know, but she got a lot of bark. But that night she was in a great space. He said, have you ever seen Kelsey bite? And he said, no. All she do is go to sleep. Okay. He said, I've never seen Kelsey get physical. He said she was passed out on the raft. That's how he was describing the floaty. She was passed out on the raft. And he said, I walked over there and I told her we need to go get in the bed. He said it was a long walk. I had to help her. Her eyes was closed and she was mumbling and shit. They asked him to describe the room that Kylie had for them. And you know this a rich ass bitch. He said the room that Kylie gave us was on the far left side of the damn house. And the room had a bed, a patio, and a damn living room. So basically, Kylie done gave them a motherfucking apartment. Basically. Huh?
A big ass suite.
Hell yeah, that's a suite, nigga. So I said, well, damn, bitch, can I come swim? So anyway, he said, I put Kelsey in the bed and she had on a swimsuit. He said, so when Kelsey woke up, she was more aware and she put on some dry clothes. He said, Kelsey was probably asleep like about an hour and a half, 2 hours. He said, so that's when everybody got back in the pool. He said, was Tory there at that point? He said, yeah. He said, Tory came along. He said, and I knew him enough to say that he was familiar. But as a gay man, I just let Megan go be with her people. He said, when I would drop Megan off the Tory house, I'd just drop her off. He said, I've never been in Tory's car. He said, I went in Tory's house one time real quick because Megan wanted to take a picture. He said, but whenever I would go over there, either I was dropping off Megan or I was dropping off Megan and Munchie. I would not go in. And, you know, Munchie has been mentioned in some songs and shit like that. And she does still follow Tory, in case y'all didn't know. But, yeah, he said I would never go in. So then the prosecutor going to try to slip it in talking about, so you didn't know him well. He said, you know, I was familiar with him. And, you know, he said me and T. Ferris and Justin felt comfortable with Megan going with Tory. He said those three people felt comfortable. And they left that there. Then we get into the scene again. He says it was Kelsey, Tory, Megan, and Kylie in the pool. They said that Megan was happy to see Tory and that Kylie was excited. They said she even asked a few times, hey, is Tory coming? And so EJ said, but for me, I know Megan's tipping point. So by the time Tory got there, he just personally felt like no more drinking needed to happen. They've already been drinking all damn day, killed all these bottles. He just felt like I can see this.
Drank 5 bottles.
Yeah, 6 to 7. So he was like, you know, And then he said, so with the wig situation and the alcohol situation, he felt like these are 2 reasons why we need to get the fuck up out of here. He said, I packed the bags after trying to fix her hair in the bathroom. He said the suitcase was closed. The duffel bag was already open when I went to go put items in it. They said, what were the items that you put in it? He said, I put a change of clothes for Megan and Kelsey in a bag, and we were thinking about going somewhere else after that. So I had 2 other options that I laid down on the bed. He said, the LV bag, the one Megan act like, I got a lot of bags. He said the LV bag had a lot of shit in it. That was her bag. He said, I do not pack up Kelsey's stuff because Kelsey is the assistant. He said, but I did do it that time because all that shit was kind of together. It was all out. He just put it in the goddamn bag. They said, did you pack a gun? He said, no. He said, did you ever see a gun? He said, I don't recall. Okay. He said, have you ever seen Kelsey with a gun? No. Have you ever seen Megan or Kelsey with a gun? Did you see him with a gun that night? He said, no. So they said, without security, you say that you have a taser and mace and you never seen her with a gun. Now get this. EJ said, not on her person. He said, well, what about in her stuff? He said, I've seen stuff like that in her bag. He said, all I would ever do is put things over it. He said, I will put items over what was in her bag. EJ said, I don't go through people's stuff. I'm not sifting through anything. I put shit in the bag. Done. Okay. He said, would Megan ever talk about the taser when y'all was out? Like, oh, I got a taser, bragging about it. He said, no. They said, maybe from time to time, did she bring this up? He said, no. And he said, honestly, we were rarely without security and we've never been in a situation to have to use it. So, you know, it ain't nothing that even came up. It ain't nothing to discuss. And so now we get to the sly comment. He said, you said Megan made a sly comment. What was the comment? The comment was, he said, Kelsey told Kylie, you're really fun. You a vibe. And Megan said, shit, I'm glad because I thought you was a lame. To Kylie motherfucking Jenner, bitch. He said, Kylie laughed it off. EJ say, but that's when my antennas went up. And I said, bitch, we need to get the fuck up out of here. Okay? Imagine sitting in Kylie big ass motherfucking house in her pool, drinking up all her liquor and fucking up some hamburger meat, leaving a pot on the stove full of grease. Talking about, I thought you was lame. Bitch, I thought you was poor. Bitch, Kylie, you should have tagged that hoe. I thought a hoe in my pool who nigga was checking for me said something. But anyway. Okay, bitch. What? So anyway, he said Kylie laughed it off, but he knew, nah, we need to get the fuck out of here. They said, so you moved the bags. He said, yeah. They said, what was the driver? He said, in the driver's seat. They said, do you know him? He said, no. He said, Tory would drop her off and pick her up and shit. I ain't got to meet all these goddamn people. They said, did the driver ever come in the house? He said, no. They said, did you ever talk to the driver? He said, I talked to him 2 times. When I asked him to open the trunk, to let me put the shit in the trunk, and when he was about to take Megan and them home, like on some, deuces type shit. They said, did you look through the car when you put the shit in the car? He said, no. They said, if he had a gun in the center console, you wouldn't know, huh? He said, no, I wouldn't know. I ain't looking at that car. I know what they had. He said, Megan, Kelsey, and the driver leave in a swimsuit. Kelsey had put on a shirt. They said, did you see them with a gun? He said, no. They said, did you see Kelsey with a gun tucked into her bikini bottom? He said, no. He said, in your experience with other celebrities, do security guards carry guns? They objected. They come back to when Kelsey left the first time, how was she? EJ said she was faded, but she was more coherent than Megan. He said, for example, if I told Kelsey, come on, let's get in the car, Kelsey, after she done woke up after being drunk, got in the car. He said, Megan ain't following no instructions. That's how fucked up she is. Okay. They said, you said that Megan handled her liquor well. Didn't you tell us that earlier? He said, yeah, Megan handles her liquor well. I didn't have to walk her to the car or nothing. He said, but Megan was loud and aggressive. And then he made a very important statement. He said, Megan had no shoes on. So when we're thinking about ways that bitches could have got injured, he said Megan did not have any shoes on at the time. He said Kelsey did because she was more prepared to leave. Remember, Megan didn't want to go. So she's in the pool. He said,
so she was just bare hoofing it, right? The
yeah.
hoofs were out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
They said Megan left with the driver and he followed. He said the only time he ever saw Kelsey after that was at a concert, and they had a quick little, hey, how you doing type of situation, and moved on. He was working at the time. Nothing serious, nothing deep. And he's only seen Megan at events since then. Okay. Let's go back to the redirect. So now we got the defense speaking with him. They said, you said that you don't pack Kelsey's stuff up, right? He said, right. They said, so you don't know what Kelsey had in her bag? He said, no. He said, did Tory have guns in the trunk? He said, no. They said, did Tory have a gun on him in his swim trunks? EJ said, Tory had on his drawers. He said, no, his swim trunks. He said, no, Tory had on his drawers.
Wait, hold on. What?
He said Tory did not have on swim trunks. If Tory would have had some on his body, he would have seen it, because he said Tory had his drawers on. His boxers, dick print all the fuck out. Okay? He didn't have on no damn swim trunk. Maybe he put them back on, but when they got back in the car. But he had on his fucking drawers. Okay? He didn't strip down to the drawers. So they had a little laugh about that in the courtroom. They said, do you know what was in the bag? He said, I only know what I put in the duffel bag. I don't know nothing else that was packed in that hole. He said, Jaquan, is that Tory regular security? He said, I've seen Tory's regular security. That wasn't him. Jaquan is not his regular security. And so he said that Kelsey was drunk before she went to sleep. And when she woke up, she was still drinking, but he felt like she was just more coherent. He said Megan is a different person when she gets past a certain threshold of drinking. And he said, I quote, Megan is a different person when she's past faded. They said, was she past faded that night? He said, yes. Okay.
5 bottles of Henny still do it to you.
6 or 7.
It might do it
Plus
to you.
more, okay? So then they bring up the evidence photos that show us the vehicle so we can see the luggage and the Louis V bags. They said, EJ, is this the luggage that you put in the car? He said, yes. He said, is this the LV bag that you put in the car? He said, yes. Now get into this shit. He said, and let me tell you, the bags were in the behind the driver's seat. So, where people sit on the second row, that's where the bags were. They asked EJ, is that where you put that luggage? EJ said no. He said, so the luggage has been moved. EJ said yes. EJ said, I put the bags in the trunk. They said, did you put these bags in the back seat of the car? He said, no, I put them in the trunk. They said, about how many times have you seen Tory? He said, probably about 10 times. They said, have you ever seen Tory with a gun? No. Have you ever seen Tory talk about a gun? No. They said, has Megan ever told you that he carries a gun? He said, no. Now we got a recross. So we got the other side, you guys. They said Megan took, security for armed protection, right? He said, I don't know. They had an objection. Move on. They said, have you ever looked through Tory and Jaquan's items? Did you look through them in the car? He said no. They said, did you feel safe with Tory having been with Megan? He said, yeah. They said, did you feel it safe having Tory around Megan as you would feel with Kelsey around Megan? He said yes. And to me, that says a lot because Kelsey is like a sister to her. This is her best friend. This is her assistant. This person has a lot of trust. So if EJ gonna say, me, Justin, and Ferris trusted Tory with her, even without security, to me, that says a lot. They said, have you ever seen him with a gun or talk about a gun? He said no. The prosecutor had the nerve to say, have you seen Tory's gun tattoo? He said, child, no. There was an audible, nigga, what? It was like are you fucking dumb? Like, what kind of dumbass question is this? Yeah. Desperate as fuck. Like, what? So, they said to EJ, did you ever see what happened after they left? He said no. Okay. He said, one more question. Have you ever seen Kelsey and Megan fight over a man? He said no. He said, you ever seen them like get bucked up pretty much? He was like, no. Okay. After that, that was it. We came in so late. We only had about 2 hours, but they did finish. EJ was dismissed for the day. I appreciate him so much because he did not waste our time. He got straight to it. He felt like the most honest person so far. No fluff. Just here you go, you guys, and let me get out of here. There was an issue about a motion filed about some or motion they wanted to file based on some information they've been having. So they called that out and said, y'all been knowing that shit. Y'all been knowing that shit. So why y'all bringing it now? Like y'all on some fugazi shit. And so y'all deal with that. They tried to add a bribery charge. The judge said no. They tried to add a bribery charge based on testimony that Tory had allegedly hit up Kelsey about this fucking $1 million. They denied it. That shit was denied like a motherfucker. They brought in Mr. Kelly, who's a witness, and Detective Sogner, who's a witness, and another police officer, Officer Diaz, and they ordered them back to court tomorrow. So hopefully we can get through all those people tomorrow. He said hopefully by Thursday we're hearing closing arguments. They want this shit wrapped up. Wednesday or Thursday, they want this shit wrapped up. And so that was court today. That's what happened.
Hey, I know this was earlier in the day, right? With the detectives that took the stand, and I watched you talk about it before, and I watched Lawyer for Workers talk about it. It seemed like the DA at this point is just like, yo, they feel so upset that Kelsey didn't say what they want to say. They're like, yo, Tory's cheating, so we gonna cheat too. Okay, we're gonna just bring people on the stand that's only gonna remember what we want them to do. Right?
That's how it felt.
Right, because that's what happened with the cops, ain't it? Because the motherfucker who had Kelsey handcuffed but don't remember nothing about Tory, that would be anything that showed that he might be, oh, okay, he's concerned. Maybe he's looking like somebody who's a human. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They look like just desperation day. Then they try to throw a bribery charge at the last minute.
Last minute. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And they told him, like, we're not doing this last minute. No bribery charge for you.
What was your overall thoughts about the whole day?
Another win for the defense. I mean, we continue to paint the picture that, babe. For now, bags have been moved. So it's possible that somebody went into these bags. What did y'all need to move the bags for, and when would you have had time? So I'm thinking that maybe the bags got moved on their way back up there. Because at this rate, I mean, what the hell you moved the bag for? Did you try to get in it? Were you trying to get something out of it? Like, what's up? What was the plan? I'm not understanding that. Like I said, EJ was the most level-headed. So I appreciated him and his testimony. I think that he was honest.
Did they ever get into his relationship with Meg currently,
No.
or maybe what happened? No.
They didn't get into anything of that nature. No questions about why you're no longer with her.
Hmm.
I was wondering if they would bring up the incident that we heard about on social media with Megan and JT approaching him in an aggressive way. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Wait, break it down. Break it down.
There was a situation where EJ was at a party, and he had gone on social media and just said that he was owed money from Megan. It's after he stopped working with her. So when they got to the party, Megan, per how it was described, charged him up on some aggressive shit. And that JT came up to defend her and was pressing him as well as a grown ass man. Now, had he hauled off and knocked out both of their asses, it would have been a problem. But y'all up here addressing grown ass men like them not niggas. Another conversation for another day. But yeah, it wasn't. And then JT's stance was, well, I don't feel like he should have went to social media about it. She didn't like that he did that, and it's something that kind of tapered off by the wayside. But I was thinking, that they would bring that up because it speaks to the damn aggression and how she be acting. When he's sitting up here saying that she gets aggressive when she gets past faded, I wish that they would have dove into that. Now, when you say aggressive, what is she doing? And this ain't no little bitch. So when we're talking about a bitch that's almost 6 feet and not even thin, we have a very curvy, well, not necessarily curvy, but a thick, heavy, a solid.
King.
Yeah, this a different type of motherfucking aggression.
Hey, so you said one instance of like, that maybe that passive, like everybody knows. If you drink, I drink all the time. Somebody's usually past that limit or past the point where they lose social perceptiveness when they say something and it's wild disrespectful.
Yeah.
And if they weren't that drunk, even if they were trying to say it, they would say it in a cooler way. When you say some shit like, damn, I thought you was a lame bitch. Like, come on now.
It's time to go.
Like that's one of those, you look at her like, why would you even say it like that? You know what I mean?
That's how he described it too. He said, I've been knowing Kylie, and I just feel like at that point, no. He said she did laugh it off, but I was like, no, it's time to go. And he texted T. Ferris and said, it's time for us to go. I guess trying to maybe get him to reach out to Megan and say, come on, let's go.
From multiple stories and sources that I've heard, there was a lot of those type comments. And by the way, I think, obviously, Kylie's not going to testify, so we're not going to figure out like what her opinion is on everything.
Right.
I think those type comments, though. I think that's why, Kylie obviously eventually kicked her out and probably don't fuck with her now.
Exactly. Because what did she say when she went back? And because EJ, he didn't speak to that. What is this incident that took place that led to Kylie saying, get the fuck out of here?
I wish they had asked EJ, at least, in his own opinion, if she felt like Meg was getting more aggressive, not only with more alcohol that she was drinking. She on a 50 bottle, but maybe she was also getting a little bit more aggressive after watching, Tory and Kylie interact. So she's
fucking a nigga, and you feeling the nigga so much that you getting dropped off, he picking you up, and you done told your best friend, stop fucking with him, I might have to work with him again on some lying ass shit. And that nigga sitting up there in his motherfucking drawers, dick print out, flirting with a bitch. You ain't gonna be mad. No, Tory was gonna get up out that pool. Nigga, what the fuck? I would press that. The fuck is you doing? So it's logical.
Hey,
I don't know.
By the way, I think EJ's testimony. Remember when Meg admitted that she fucked Tory, right?
Yeah.
Then she was downplaying it, like they were like, "Oh, we're in like a relationship." She was like, "Oh, hell no!" Like that's like basically kind of like just making it seem like it was nothing. Like they just had a sexual, situation, but nothing more than that.
Right.
Hearing from EJ, it seems like not only was this shit frequent, you're not taking your fuck buddy on vacations. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? If this is some shit you do, like when you extra bored, y'all not going on vacations. Right. Y'all not spending that much time together, right? Because Meg downplayed all the time they spent together.
Definitely did. And downplayed him and Kelsey's relationship, knowing that she hooked them up. But yes.
Yeah, it all plays into the mentality of why you would be frustrated and upset when you see the nigga trying to do some shit or trying to act a little bit extra with another girl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You fuck with me the long way. So what's up?
Yeah.
And it felt so comfortable having her stylist and shit drop her off, and he picking up because she knew Kelsey wasn't in town. How low you gotta be? You know what you headed over there for, bitch. You heading over there to get fucked, and you knew that shit, and you never said a word to Kelsey.
I ain't gonna lie. Again, I know her character and her morals ain't up for, that's not on trial, but you got to think about it. And I think on Friday they actually detailed it. I had heard the same thing too. Tory and Kelsey are fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey catches COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey goes back to Houston. Mm-hmm. Meg slide right in there.
Yeah.
Fucking her while her friend is at home, can't smell, can't taste, on bed rest.
Kelsey could have died. Niggas was dying from COVID every hour, and she was it.
Meg over here, she slide in instantly. She don't give two fucks. You know what I mean? So now it's putting it into perspective, like the character, and especially when you hear this ain't the first time this type of behavior is happening. It's a couple of niggas that has happened with.
Yeah. I'm gonna come on now. A motherfucking mess.
This damn prosecutor is trying. They know that they're about to look embarrassed.
Yeah.
You were in court.
14.
Did you feel like at any point they did something like, and I'm talking about the prosecutor, and you're like, damn, okay, that point hit home, or like, okay, that's a good point you made right there, because it seems like they're on desperation time and they need to score points. They need to score some type of points.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. The answer to that question is absolutely the fuck not. And actually, to me, there was a defeated tone today. You know, I feel like the guy, not Kathy, she always feel like she got to stick up her ass. I call him a little Ken doll. He always getting up smiling and conveying his points. He may, have his little moments, but he was trying to keep it level. Today it was real. So what about this? It wasn't too many questions. It wasn't too much to get into. It seemed like, a balloon that was almost out of air. When a helium balloon, you get to that point where you throw it up in the air, y'all play like fake volleyball with it a little bit, then you just start sucking the air out of that bitch and talking funny. He was about talking funny.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, why Thursday? I thought it would have probably wrapped by tomorrow. Maybe, I thought Wednesday where the jury.
Well, Justin has gone MIA. They want more time to try to locate him.
That nigga in Qatar.
Yeah. And the LAPD said they're not searching for him. So,
is it possible they will? I mean, I've never heard this, but maybe delay the trial a little bit to see if they could get a hold of him.
The suggestion that I heard was, see if you can find him to bring him in. If you can't, then we're gonna proceed. If you can find him before we're done with everything, maybe we'll let y'all speak to him before we close. So I think he's staying for Qatar, and I think he's gonna wait till the shit is over and then pop up.
Let me ask. So I have a theory about why I think he's not trying to be a part of this. What you think? Because that's not Tory's witness,
right?
That is the witness, the prosecutor. He's the bodyguard. Remember, he came out all tough too when he said, "Yo, if Meg was with me, this wouldn't have happened."
Yeah, that's what he said.
It does happen. He said, "If Meg was with me," that's when we realized, wait, she wasn't with her bodyguard.
Right.
Why do you think this nigga has gone ghost, or is it just bad scheduling? But he knew this trial was coming up for a long time.
No. He knew. I think that two things. I think that he did not want to perjure himself. I think that with Kelsey going rogue, everything would have been cool if everybody would have stayed on the script. Now that shit ain't going the way people thought, maybe, obviously I'm speculating, but maybe he felt like, bitch, I'm not gonna get up there and get up in this shit show. Number two, I don't know if he would have been prepared for questions about them sleeping together, because I would have asked. I would have asked him if he was on cocaine, because there's a live video where it sounds like somebody said he's gone off a bump. That's what it sounded like. Yes, there's a video of them on live in the pool, and Justin was gone off his ass. I don't know what the fuck he was on, but they're in the pool, and he pulls out a gun in the pool. You haven't seen this video? The bodyguard pulled out a gun in the pool with Megan and the people in the pool. And it sounded like they said he was gone off a bump, but I cannot verify that. But that's what it sounded like to me. And then he had the gun, and they laughed about it. When Megan started seeing some comments, she switched up her tempo and acted like, "Well, we don't play around guns, you know. Yeah, y'all handle that type shit." But they actually found it funny. He got the gun like it's a phone. He got the gun on his chest. Now, this is the girl who just said she was shot. She's so damn traumatized.
This is after she was allegedly shot.
Yes, this is after this. And there was also, in that same instance, that boy was so close to her face, he could have kissed her. She said, "For me, Justin," looking up at him while his girlfriend is in the back of the pool. You know, the girlfriend was supposed to be the damn dancer. The girlfriend in the back of the pool scared to charge up her damn boss because, bitch, I would have lost my motherfucking job and I would have slapped that nigga. That nigga was standing over her. Look, that nigga could have kissed her in her fucking mouth. He looking down on her. She looking up at that nigga. Yeah.
I definitely seen a picture where they're like wearing some matching outfit. I'm like,
Fuck is that about?
I'm like, that's how the security's giving it up now?
Security. What's the hell going on over here? Why?
Oh no.
So I don't think he was prepared for the line of questioning, and I don't think he wanted to perjure himself. Those are the two reasons why I don't think that he showed the fuck up.
Okay, and obviously we're getting into speculations here, just to be very clear, but we all know Rock Nation got a horse in the race.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? All pun intended, right? They want Meg story to be verified, and they want Tory to go to jail.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how, like, I feel like they're trying to pull some strings. I'm wondering what the fuck they're doing about this Justin dude, because here's my theory on Justin. Now that Kelsey's like testimony like backfired on the prosecutor, which I never heard this before, but they're saying that Justin heard Tory confess.
Yes, there's the allegation that the next day, and this is what I don't like. And let me bring this up. Kelsey goes to the hospital and is left outside. She's wondering what's going on with her best friend, and they say, well, she got glass in her foot. She might be out for a year. You gonna need to go home. They book her a flight for within the next 2 hours. She said, "I need more time than that." They said, "Okay, let us know." Kelsey is down and out. She didn't gave up her apartment and came to LA because Megan said, "We finna get a house. Get rid of the apartment." So all she got is her luggage and her purse that she didn't brought out here. It was okay for Megan, who still had a team, to send Justin to Tory's house the next day to go get her shit. But everybody want to look at Kelsey crazy because she gave up the address for her hotel so she could get her shit. That's fucked up to me, but that's a sidebar. Anyway, Justin says that the next day after everything happened, which would have been like the 13th, he went to where Tory was staying to go get Megan's things that had been left in the car. Things that I felt like she could have fucking replaced. What you need out of shit for? This is bullshit. But anyway, he went to go get it. He claims, per their, recount, that Tory told Justin, "I shot Megan. I'm so sorry. I was wrong." Now, why the fuck would he tell him that he ain't told nobody else this shit, but he confessed to you and you ain't got to know nothing? And why you ain't whoop his ass? If you all on Instagram playing tough, yeah, and she gonna be with a nigga that ain't finna be around no niggas that shoot at feet, then you supposed to handle that shit when you pulled up there, nigga. That's what you was supposed to do. Fuck all them damn bags, nigga. What you did, but you ain't do that. You went and got them bags like a pussy little bitch, put that shit in your car, and went on about your damn business. That's what you did.
It's starting to sound like that nigga Tory never said that to him.
And come on now.
And that was some shit he was gonna go with. But now, if everybody else ain't lying the way they need to lie to get this conviction, why the hell would he? Because he'll become the new star witness. This should be the first time nobody said they seen Tory do it, right?
Yeah.
Now he would be the first nigga who said, "I heard Tory tell me he did it."
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Did they say anything about the bribery charges possibly coming later?
I don't believe so because it was denied. The judge outright denied
it. Yeah, but they're trying to add it to this case in this trial.
Yeah. Oh, you mean down the line? They did not say. They say if they have future plans past this. No, they're trying to add it on to now.
That was Kathy. That was up there talking that bullshit. Talking about Kathy. Kathy mad, huh?
She hot in the fucker.
Jesus Christ. Damn. Wow.
Their shit.
Hey, it's interesting that because I think the prosecutors are playing their cards. They're now all. I think they're doing these things to try to paint the image and narrative that if we lose or looking like we're about to lose, Tory's getting away on some O.J. shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like he rigged the shit somehow, and it don't really look like they're just trying to hold a fair trial. It look like they're taking it personal.
Yeah. That's how it seems to me. I mean, what the hell is going on? And I think that they made themselves look like fools today. Them and that young lady that got up there that acted like she didn't remember a damn thing today, and that police officer. You were standing right the fuck there, and you ain't never pay attention to him. 20 or 30 minutes you stood in between him and Kelsey, who are feet away from you. You never heard nothing, and you just went over this fucking record, and you don't know what Kelsey said. It was bullshit, and it made them look crazy.
Wow. Now completely. What else happened during the day that you feel like we should probably know? Like how is everybody's demeanor? Hey, hold on. When did that whole thing with the Tory was in, because they're making it seem like he was alone in the elevator with a juror.
Yeah, allegedly last week he was on the elevator and one of the jurors was on the elevator. So they was trying to make a deal out of it. But when we came back, she was still in the stand. She was still in the jury pool. So obviously they kept their ass. I don't know if they're gonna talk to her some more or see what the hell going on. There was another situation where a juror claimed they gotta go to the doctor 2 days in a row at 10 o'clock a.m. That's a motherfucking lie. And who in the fuck ever got a doctor's appointment for Wednesday and Tuesday, Wednesday at 10 o'clock at the same damn time too? That whole line. So they was like, well, what you want to do about that? And they was like, well, let's just see how shit go, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But maybe we can see if she can just not go see these appointments and sit here to do this shit so we can leave. Like the whole thing's about getting the fuck up out of here. And he reiterated that he hopes that this shit is done. Tuesday and Wednesday we can wrap this shit up and then go ahead and move on. So he's pushing, sound like to me, for the end of the damn week. We need to be done by the end of the week. Closing arguments by Wednesday or Thursday so that these people can go deliberate.
So right now, and prosecutors haven't made any mention of that gun being registered. Like this one, I feel like they got a weak ass case, because
they do.
If that gun was legally registered to the security guard, they would have been said it. They would have that narrative. They're not mentioning where the gun came from, who had it. They don't even know where it supposedly was in the car at first. They don't know where it was found.
And the gun serial number was still intact.
No scratch off, nothing.
No. So why has no one traced this weapon?
Or they probably did, but it's not helping the case.
Yeah.
It's not helping the case.
Yeah.
So they're not mentioning it.
Yeah. That's how this shit sound to me.
Wow. Man, this shit is crazy. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Tory's making a fucking he's making him look like a fool, man.
Yeah.
And
they're making themselves look like a damn fool. This case should have never made it to this point. And I think the lack of effort and preparation is because they never thought that it would. I think that they thought we can tear this nigga up in the media. We can make his life a living hell in that regard, and we can continue to try to get him to take a plea. And I think they thought that they would push until they didn't say no, and we got a trial.
Hey, if they took all weekend, because we all know that pretty much the DA, as much as they're trying the case currently, they're pretty much investigating to try to, like, they're mentioning stuff that's happened last week or the week before or 2 months ago when this initial incident happened 2 years ago. So they're still very much trying to just grab for straws. And now we're getting to see they had a whole weekend to figure out, okay, Tory gave you guys the work last week. What the fuck you about to come back with?
Yeah.
And all it was, we're going to recall some witnesses. And then we're going to threaten a bribery charge.
Yeah.
And I know they got to be seething because the bribery charge is about allegedly what supposedly Tory said to them that day and after. I think they're really mad because they think that what what's going on right now in court and them getting their ass kicked,
Right.
Tory's paying that. You know what I mean? Like Tory's actively like having people say stuff is just not going their way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's why some of my shit got reported. You know, I was contacted, you know, and they let me know. Megan's team sent this over. These were all the tweets that they tried to report, but Twitter didn't take them down because you didn't violate anything. So, pathetic shit.
And I see somebody in your chat. Her name's Angie. She said, "Well, it's not mentioned because it's not relevant." I think it was a conversation about who that gun belongs to. No, that's absolutely relevant.
It's absolutely relevant.
If you're thinking about where the gun is gonna be, if the gun is registered to the security guard, it's gonna be on this person in a glove compartment, maybe a center console.
Yeah.
It's no use that if you have a gun registered to you, you're in and say you're registered to have that gun, right?
Anything that happens with that weapon can fall back on you. So you have to make sure that you are very aware of where this weapon is and what happens with it.
So now if we know it's on you or in proximity to the front, now we could think about and try to like use, you got to 3D map it like, okay, so how would they get the gun?
Precisely.
Right? Now, if it's in the bags, that's in the back, now that's a different conversation. You get what I mean? So it's absolutely important who, if you could pinpoint that gun registered to someone, it's likely that they had that gun in possession
at that point, right? If your friend, the gun is registered to your friend and you call up in some shit, 9 times out of 10, they let you borrow it, huh? You know? So it's a lot of people, cognitive dissonance, you know, and they want to believe what they have decided to believe, and now they don't want to hear shit else. And here we are. Because at this point, if you ain't thinking at the very least that something is up with this bullshit, I ain't telling you to pick a side. But if you don't at least think that, damn, this shit actually, wait a minute now, bitch, you stupid. To me.
Hey, I see a few people on here also talking about, like, you know, biasness, this and third. Hey, listen, the narrative has gone on for 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're actually in the court of law. And this is where, you know, I always told people going into this, what do you care more about? Do you want to know the truth, or do you want to know if Tory's going to get found guilty or innocent? Those are two different criteria.
Yeah.
Tory's job isn't to convince some of y'all who already been brainwashed and rocking that he did it. He only to convince y'all that he ain't do nothing.
Right.
He just bring up reasonable doubt among those 12 people that are going to vote. That's it. So if he had to convince your stubborn ass, maybe he'd be doing it a little bit different, right?
Right.
Maybe he'd be man. But at this point, if he's created enough doubt, and we've seen so much doubt, the case looks weak, and I don't think that's being biased to say it looks weak. If you got to convict,
that is my opinion. And an attorney, a seasoned attorney, got up and gave his opinion. I know you're cool with Fedit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sat down with Fedit and gave the exact same response that I've been given.
Yeah,
this shouldn't have made it to trial. This is bullshit.
Victim. It's weak to convict him, and also, even if you didn't think that all these things that's been happening, changing the stories, lying, people omitting certain parts, oh, we don't want to talk about this, blah, blah, everybody has selective amnesia. Even if you think most of those details so far that came out, most of the testimonies, were not enough to pose a significant, just significant reasonable doubt.
Right.
What do you think? What do you think about all the other situations that nothing that really could? There's nothing that really points that Tory did it.
That nothing. And guess what happens tomorrow? Sean Kelly gets on the stand and he gets to tell everybody about how he saw and got the back, go to the front. There was a fight and the gun went off.
That's another reason why, for anybody who, again, I'm dealing with how the case is being tried. Sean Kelly, he's listed in the police report as witness number 1. He said he seen it. He looked outside. He seen it. He said, I woken up by the goddamn argument, looked outside, seen 2 women fighting, and seen all this shit.
Yes.
The prosecutor don't want to call him. Why the prosecutor don't want him? Like, if you finally have an eyewitness, you don't want to call an eyewitness.
Why not? Because they don't say
the truth.
Yeah.
And come on now.
And we read, I personally read the transcripts from When I read the transcripts from December 2021, he had a talk with Stogner, who was supposed to take the stand tomorrow, and he said that I was awoken to arguing, went to my balcony. I see a young lady get out of the back passenger seat, come to the front. There was a physical altercation, and he's spoken to someone more than once. So now it's being said that he ultimately said that he saw Kelsey shoot Megan.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the defense said. We have a witness that will testify that they saw Kelsey shoot Megan. This man came in the courtroom today when he was ordered back tomorrow. This is a white man that looks to be at least in his 50s to 60s. This is not a man that I would expect to know who the fuck Megan was, to know who the fuck Tory was, living in Hollywood, or in LA rather, minding his damn business, trying to sleep. Why the hell did this man say that he saw that shit if that's not what he saw?
Is the prosecutor done? The defense is going first, right?
Well, they're out of order. The prosecution hasn't even arrested their damn case yet because we got the rogue ass witness, and then they're trying to call back two people. So when the defense pulled up EJ, he was out of order. But per his schedule, they went ahead and proceeded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Stockton going to take the stand?
He came in. He was ordered back to court tomorrow.
Okay, so he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, at this point, man, I'm telling you, if Tory is not in a very comfortable position, I don't know what to say. By the way, it's going to be interesting to watch the prosecutor, even with the Sean Kelly dude.
Yeah.
Prosecutor's going to try to rip their own witness. Well, it's not their witness, but they're going to try to rip him to shreds. And if they can't do that, they're going to do some wild accusation, or they're going to question him about, did Tory or Tory's people contact you? They're always going to do that shit because they're trying to give an overtone like Tory paid everybody off, right, and anybody who says anything favorable for him is basically a plant.
Yeah, and that's the most ridiculous shit to me because they couldn't wait to post that Tory they was trying to take his condo, his penthouse. I thought he couldn't pay his rent. So what's the fucking story? Everything was funny when I say he was broke. So bitch, don't try to have a nigga hit $1 billion lotto now. He lost these deals. Get these hoes $1 million for the fuck what, nigga?
Yeah.
Fuck is you talking about? Stupid shit from stupid ass hoes. Desperate shit. This shit don't make no sense. Shit ain't logical.
I think this case it's a blowout already. I think if I had to forecast it, I'm saying Tory got the win.
You never know
what
Tory is gonna do, but I'm okay with how I feel about it. I'll tell you that.
I think the prosecutors are gonna pull one rabbit out the hat though.
They might. You never know.
In the next 2 days, I thought they were gonna do it today. Y'all had a good 2 weekend. Your 2 days, you had 2 days. You had the weekend. Come on, man. Y'all got to come something stronger.
Yeah.
They have something like a rabbit out the hat, or get somebody to come in and say, oh, no, Tory's team did actually pay us. Tory did this. Oh, Tory told us to lie. They haven't had that all trial.
Right.
And unless they get that, I feel like that's probably the only hope to kind of reverse the shit.
And then they would have to have concrete proof. Kelsey said something about a bribe, but had no text messages or anything. It's hearsay.
Hey, by the way, we're going back here, but when they said that Meg got aggressive when drinking, did they ever ask her or ask EJ if they've ever seen her get, into a physical altercation or pushy or any type of thing?
Oh, which is the craziest shit to me. And where the fuck is Karim? Megan, the only one up in that damn courtroom who ain't there with a goddamn charge for putting her hands on somebody. I feel like for character witness purposes, bitch, they need to bring Karim ass up there. Now, what happened with y'all ass? Because he did go on Instagram and by name say that a Megan, who he claims was another ex named Megan, okay, he talked about a gun. He talked about a broken window. It seemed like it was fucking deja vu to me. They need to pull his ass up though.
Jesus.
But who knows?
Okay. So cue us up for tomorrow. So tomorrow, what's happening?
Tomorrow, we should be hearing from Stogner. That is the now disgraced police officer from the LAPD that has been fired. for, you know, inappropriate conduct in terms of, it seems like domestic violence issues or something like that. A couple instances of it, not an isolated, you know, situation. Officer Diaz, who we spoke to, I feel like last week. I don't know what the fuck he's back for. And then Sean Kelly. They were ordered back for tomorrow, so we're expecting to at least hear from them tomorrow. But maybe we can get through more. We got through 5 the first day. Let's pump these hoes out.
Anybody else other than those 3? Because I'm trying to figure out what's
I didn't see anyone else, and they didn't mention anyone else today. To that I.
Yeah, what's holding up closing statements?
Exactly. Other
the nigga in Qatar.
Yeah.
And who else they said they can't find? And hold on. Ironically, if they said that, if, you know, investigators showed up to his house,
okay,
right? They're looking for this guy a lot. His family are looking for him, but the judge and the investigators or prosecutors looking for him.
Right. Sports.
They show the same energy with the driver.
They haven't said. And I guess because, is it because he's on Tory's side or he's Tory's driver that they feel like he ain't going to be of use? Because nobody has declared Quan missing. What's going on? So the real question is, did they ever even want him to come in? I don't think they did. They probably wish that they had now. But I don't even know that they ever subpoenaed Quan.
I asked you this before, but you think Tory's taking a stand now? I don't think so.
No. Please don't get on that stand. I don't know. I don't think it would. I don't think he needs to. You good. You up, nigga. You know how they be having the good, well, not the good, but you know, the starters shoot and they make all the points and then they let them niggas up off the bench to do that shit. All right, that's where we at. Let them niggas on the bench do what they doing. We almost done with this shit. Y'all going home. To me. Yeah.
Yeah, I see somebody says, yo, oh damn, this chat's going crazy. They say, yo, that's some different shit. I agree with Ak. She's trying to put herself in the green light, but come on, bro. She got good lawyers. That's what are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, overall, I think we're just kind of at like this point where, you know, I think some people are going to be just disappointed because I still feel like unless they can't pursue charges on Kelsey anyway because of the immunity deal, and she skated through that shit. She made sure she ain't lied, so no perjury, and they already put it on record. So there's some people who they're only gonna accept that Tory didn't do it, not only if he gets found innocent, but if somebody else gets charged. Like, for example, if they charge Meg for lying, or if they charge Kelsey for like actually shooting Meg, but neither is gonna happen. There's no more charges really coming out of it.
I think we have to become content with the fact that, or the idea that we will never know what happened. Honestly, we won't.
All we know, listen, there's a few things we know. Tory was trying his best, and I ain't gonna lie, looked like Kylie was going. Like, he probably could have fucked. Okay. Second of all, Meg need to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. She drank 6 bottles of Henny and they drink not 1 cup of water. This is amazing. I never seen
about no water and never ate the tacos.
Yeah,
no food to soak this shit up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Once I get to drinking too much, I get some food in my system.
Got you.
She made some uneditable bullshit and ain't even eat it, and then basically just kept drinking beer pong, all type of shit, man.
All kind of shit.
Somebody said, what do they need Justin for? Justin allegedly heard Tory said to Justin, yo, I'm sorry for shooting Meg.
Right.
That's what the prosecutor says he's going to say. Except he's like, no, nigga, I'm in Qatar.
Okay. This nigga say he ready for his new journey in life. Somebody asked me, was he Muslim? I don't know. This shit just too fucking much. Niggas got on white robes and you know, head wraps and shit. And he's supposed to love her so much and all this other bullshit. So everybody that was on her team ain't on her team no more. Everybody to be
I understand why you asked the question if these people were on some, you know what I mean, some cocaine, like, yo, 6 bottles of Henny and you still walking?
And you still walking and you up in alert. He said she ain't need no help.
And
Nigga, what the fuck is you on?
you gave your best friend the beats after that.
Okay. I don't know what kind of liver that bitch got. But maybe it's bigger. She bigger. You think her organs bigger?
Bro.
Maybe her liver 2 times
Hey,
our size.
hey, you know what would be interesting, and I'm guessing this didn't happen because obviously I don't know in what circumstances they would do this, but like obviously if it's like a DUI, when you go to the hospital, they're gonna check your blood alcohol level. I'm wondering, like, what's Meg's blood alcohol level that night? Matter of fact, everybody, because I keep saying the reason why, like, we all knew Meg drank. I'm not shaming her for drinking or whatever, right? But it's relevant to this case, very relevant, because everybody's using impaired judgment.
Right.
Everyone, it's we can't think about, oh, how is Meg normally when she's sober and how was she that night? No, she was blacked out drunk. The best friend is passed out drunk. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like, so now we gotta kind of like go over how these people, how much these people drank,
Yeah.
how historically, how do they act when they drink,
Yeah.
and who the hell's prone to be violent. We all know when it comes to drinking. I know this. You got the quiet drunk. You got the one that just go in the corner, pass out. You got the one that just cry all day because they're thinking about an ex or some shit. And you got the fighter.
Okay.
You feel me? The MMA fighter. Like, she can't wait to put hands on somebody.
You know it. Now, which one is she? And they say when she get past faded, EJ say she gets aggressive. Moneybag Yo say I got BC powders in my car. You know, you get real gangster off that liquor. Well, what the fuck does that mean? You know, yeah, we do need to talk about it. I wish they would have asked her, have you ever been to rehab for alcohol? Yeah, we need to dive into this shit.
I'm wondering what Meg is doing now. Again, she's been telling everybody, and this will be interesting too. Meg last told us publicly she wanted to see Tory underneath the jail. She also said, fuck all that. She done with the back and forth. See everybody in court.
Yeah.
If the court deems that if it deems that Tory is innocent, will she accept the results? And I don't know. I'm not saying necessarily apologize or anything, but not. She stopped fucking with the baby because the baby did a song with Tory.
Yeah.
She's taking it personal. Will she accept the results of the court and not trying to use, whether her power in the game or tactics to try to, still shun Tory?
I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with you see how unprotected black women are? Bullshit. But I think at this point it's gonna fall on deaf ears. I think people ate that shit up because they were so willing to accept that he had done something. If you have been paying attention to this case since we've been in court, fuck anything that happened before. How could you ever stand behind that again?
I wonder if she's thinking at this point, because I know she's watching how this is going, and probably have some regret in,
I'm sure,
maybe misleading statements, or like say the Gayle King interviews, flat out lying, oh, she never fucked Tory. Because again, like, I agree with you. It seems like EJ was the most reliable witness thus far. He knows what he knows. He's not tripping up. He's not like seeming like he's hiding anything. And it hasn't contradicted with anything he would have said publicly before.
right.
That's very important, right? Now, when it comes to Meg, as much as she might be like, oh, I just didn't want to say it then, or I'm embarrassed, the defense is still going to paint you as a fucking liar.
Yeah, that's what you are.
That's affects how people think how truthful you are.
Yeah.
The whole thing, oh, yeah, my back was turned. Now you try to correct it. Oh, well, it was turned for a little bit, but then I also saw him with the gun. Like, what are we talking about, man?
I'm talking about shit. What kind of superpowers does this nigga have that he has jumped over seats and gotten in all these positions and got on the step board and shot you over the thing? Come on with this fuck shit. And then who moved these bags? And you didn't know nothing about the bags. And you don't remember when you left his home. You don't remember all the key shit that you needed to remember. That girl would have had a better shot if she would have sat in that house and shut the fuck up. if she wouldn't have presented herself publicly for a while, if she would have kept Kelsey close and went on, she could have won this case.
I'm wondering, you know, in regrets to come, and let's say if they don't get a conviction, does the prosecutor regret a bunch of things? Not only using a statement that they obtained from Kelsey 2 months ago,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Using that as the main narrative and basically as a star witness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, basically trying to get people to believe this narrative that Tory shot a woman because his rap skills were
Look,
this. You know,
Paul,
again,
I'm on with this shit.
if you want to come up with a good one, come up with a good one. Oh yeah, like shit. I don't even think it would have hurt their case to be like, oh yeah, nah, Meg disrespected him after he disrespected her at the party and stuff like. Even that, it still don't even make sense. I ain't gonna lie to you. But.
It's just stupid as shit. Damn bitch. We done went from Harlem Nights, you know what I'm saying, over here to, I guess, Why Did I Get Married, child? We at the table with confessions coming out. Tubi TV is what this is. This sounds like some peanut Yvette ass shit. Except Tory didn't have a bike. He had a driver, so he had a little more money than Jody. But you know, this shit is ridiculous. It's really fucking ridiculous. This is nothing more to me than a case of shit. Some bitches that got in their feelings, and it sucks to reduce it to that, but it really don't, because that's what the fuck it sound like to me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, and by the way, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I first heard, like, the account said, nah, Kylie was fucking with Tory a little bit, like,
Yeah.
because this is what I heard. I heard Kylie was super excited for Tory. Also, she's a huge fan of Quarantine Radio. She was telling them, yo, let's kick off this quarantine. Like, let's do like a little special episode in the
You know what
pool.
I heard? I heard that when that was said, that's when Megan jumped her ass on Instagram. And that's the
Hayden.
vibe that we got.
Hayden.
And that's what I heard.
Hayden. You know what I mean? Like, from you even mentioning the twerk, you know what I mean? Like, if you've been in these situations and you know when a woman is trying to, like, you know, she wants to be the person who's either being pursued or center of attention.
Yeah.
Tory is kind of treating him like a fly on the wall or a fly on the show. Like, all right, back up. But what's up, Kyle? Like, I'm here. He over here trying to spit some game.
Getting your pussy on, what's up? Because let's not forget about the baby situation. So if you're doing your thing, I'm doing mine. What's up? And there be a lot of hoes that be like, well, she was fucking with him and I wouldn't do this or that. It's some bitches in the world that wouldn't have sex with him. It's a lot more that would, though. That nigga rich, first of all, you know these hoes shallow. He is handsome and he has a lot of charisma. Them hoes would have been right there. So the shit ain't far-fetched to me. I think that they both had deeper feelings for each other than what it started off as. But I think that nigga was willing to move on, bitch.
Top Block was serious. Your Top Block was serious. I'm telling you.
Serious.
They left the crib and Tory's still there, and that shit is
brawls. You don't think you think Kylie was stroking that dick? Bitch, I would have. A nigga in his drawers in the pool, so you know it's sticking to his body.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to my man Travis Scott, though, man. Shout out to my man Travis Scott, man. Y'all know Travis Scott, they ain't playing no more Tory Lanez. I know you probably be like, Kylie, don't play no Tory Lanez around my daughter no more. Like, we good. Hey, when I start hearing what happened, I was just like, nah, I don't think Kylie would be feeling Tory. But EJ coming out and saying that, Kylie was on his body.
He was excited. He said she asked a few times, where he at? Where's Tory?
Kylie was on his body. Let's keep 100 now.
Yeah. She like that nigga.
Yo, so tomorrow, let me see. Has it been easier for you to get in court or no?
There was some little shit this morning, but we persevered. I've been making it in, child. It seemed like it's getting harder by the damn day. Today, my media pass was taken.
Oh, I thought they were doing like a raffle or some shit. I heard that's what they were doing.
Every day it changes. It is the most unorganized shit I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, they did raffle tickets at one point. They have these lines, get in line, get right here, get right there, media on this side, public on this side, and then they count you out. Just a whole bunch of extra shit. And we all be enough for the most part, so it should be fine.
Why they try to take a meter pass?
I was not given an explanation after repeated attempts to find out why mine was taken versus other people's that were taken. I will let you know when they let me know. I do not have an answer. Who gave
That's how
to me?
That's how Rock Nation shit. That's how they move.
Anything to try to keep me out or to once again like discredit me or whatever the case may be.
Somebody says something. Wait, so Kelsey didn't show up today, right?
No.
I feel like when this is all said and done, Kelsey's gonna speak. She's gonna speak to the media.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, like I one random time, like I forgot what it was posted, but she hit me up and she was just like, "This is cap." And I'm like, "Well, you were the only people that were there. Why don't you speak on it?" She wasn't willing to speak on it then, but now she's been dragged in court, and I think what her, she's gonna be in an interesting position. People are gonna say, not only we think you may have shot Meg, you basically switched your story to admit that you were lying about the whole thing. So what's going on with you?
Right. And that was the issue in the beginning. People thinking that she shot Megan.
Somebody says apparently she's dating or she's married to like somebody from 1501. Is that true?
That's what they're saying.
So I said in the rest video, Kelsey was the only one that was what? Mad?
She seemed a little aggravated in that video. If you listen, that was put out publicly. She seemed a little aggravated.
Yeah, because she had a fucking concussion, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Giving her the beats.
Child, Liz,
Yo, Meg may have given her the beats. She may have had that Antonio Brown CTE. We don't know.
Okay. We do not know.
We don't know.
Mm-mm.
I'm just trying to see the facts. That's all I'm trying to see, the facts.
Facts, yeah. The fact is, this shit should have never made it to trial. The fact is, they counted the nigga out. The fact is, I think I'm going to put a speaker in my bag so on the last day we can play Most High.
Hey, you better not say that. Now they're going to really try to search your ass.
A speaker? Hey. They can't get mad about a speaker.
They don't think it's a recorder. Hey, but by the way,
I do check my bag, but she'll have me out tomorrow.
By the way, I do think that story was overblown where they say, like, yo, Party is embarrassed to Meg. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I think to fans, certain narratives are, number one, it's the first time you're hearing it about her.
Yeah.
But there's certain narratives about Meg that if you're in the industry and you're talking to people who are behind the curtain, they all know. So what I'm saying is that if Party got with her, brother, like, you guys are deaf, blind, and dumb to not know some of these things that's been said and some of these rumors are out there. And if you couldn't handle it then, or if you couldn't handle it then, why can't you handle it now?
I pray that it's some press shit, because I'm not even claiming a nigga. If you gonna be with me, regardless, embarrassment or not, why you not standing by my side while I'm going through some of the toughest shit of my fucking life? A real nigga don't give a fuck. A nigga might be mad you ain't keep it, a buck with him. But at the end of the day, if he fuck with you, he fuck with you. And that's not something that's gonna make him stop fucking with you, especially now. So as far as I'm concerned, if you telling the truth, then that ain't even your nigga now. Shit at that point.
Do you think she lied to him?
Yeah. That hoe turned around and told Kelsey, don't listen to him. I hold her a lot like that to her best friend. Yeah, hell yeah, she'll lie.
God damn, man.
Telling the truth, to me, that's the only way he would be embarrassed. Because this got me looking stupid. I'm defending you. These niggas coming out and I'm defending you. And they laughing at me. Behind my back. What else I don't know? Now he got to think about all the other times he done heard something. She done fucked over the jury and her nigga. I mean, what is really going on?
Hey, I'll say this though. While I'm all for, justice to prevail.
Absolutely.
I do want people to know that don't mean I'm anti-Meg. And also, I do pray for her mental health during this time. You know, should I pray for Tory's mental health too? I think for both individuals, you know, I always keep saying about Tory, I don't know how this motherfucker have a smile on all the time, but like it's this whole case is a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm just hoping that number one, justice is actually served,
Me too.
and then from that, you know, both individuals, you know, could somehow find a way to pick up the pieces. I mean, if anything happens legally, it's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know, this is a very polarizing case, and people going pretty much whoever wins, the other person gonna be seen as a liar.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
You know, I was asked for a statement because of those, you know, tweets that got reported and shit. And my response was simply, you know, child, this some bullshit, but you know, I'm still praying for her. And I'm praying for anyone
Yeah.
who, you know, has alleged or been through things that she's alleged, and may the truth prevail. You know, there are people who have convinced themselves, I hate that girl. I do not hate that girl. Ain't nobody powerful enough for me to hate them walking God's green earth. I don't hate her. What I'm not going to do is act like I don't see things. I'm not going to not use my mind, and I'm not going to stand up for what I feel like the truth is. That's what I'm not going to do. So if you happen to fall on the other side of that, then shit, then that's just where you lay, you know? But when it comes to Megan, she had to admit she was a liar. So I ain't lie about that shit. You know, this shit hasn't, you
Wait,
know,
what?
when she had to get up there when they asked her. So when you said this, you lied? Yes.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you lied? Yes. We busted her in a couple of lies. So it is fair to say she's a liar because she is. Y'all have just convinced yourselves that she was justified in her lies. That's between you and your God. A liar is a liar is a liar. A nigga got 22 years on the line. So bitch, we don't have time for that. And you want to play with that? You want to play with a nigga's freedom behind some bullshit? No. So, you know, I pray for her and anybody in that type of situation, but that's what I'm not gonna do.
Hey, I also do pray that whatever the outcome is, that people, you know, feel like it's the right outcome based on what they've seen,
Yeah.
and feel like it's the right outcome. The reason why is I hope this case doesn't divide black men and black women. You know,
Well, that's what they tried to do. They said
mm,
black women and didn't say a motherfucking thing about black men. And we don't need to feel like we need to be divided. If it come out Tory and do nothing, congratulate him and y'all need to apologize. And then you pray for Megan. If you feel like Megan and come back he guilty, then bitch you pray for Tory and then you go to apologize to him if that's what you feel like you need to do. You know, so our people need help. One of our people, they're both black. One of our people needs our love because somebody done set their ass up here and lied for an extended period of time and played on our head tops. That's psychotic to me.
yeah, I think what people are going to extrapolate from this, because I feel like this. If you know, you're obviously a little bit different, but when I have this conversation with like women and they're of color, first of all, they already got a bad rap about me, like I don't like women. But um, if I, and I'm really just going off the facts of the case, like I'm looking at this like it's Law and Order. I know it's real people lives involved. I'm looking at it like an episode of Law and Order.
Okay.
Do you think this would be some convictable shit, or do you think they've done enough? And I don't think they have. And if I'm talking to sometimes a woman of color, like I do know that it could be triggering because you feel like it's somebody not like it's like people not thinking that women are could tell the truth, or women don't need to be protected. You know what I mean? We
That's
only
not
talk about this one
the
situation.
case. This is one situation. This
That
situation has happened how it's happened. And I still will get up and advocate for a black woman if she says that something happened to her. I still will get up and do so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I've seen your commentary before. You talked about other cases. What happens to us defending other black women that have gotten hurt? All that goes down the drain for one? With this fugazi bullshit going on, I'm not having it. I stand up for too many motherfucking black women on a daily basis. And
mm,
send
that's,
money for their kids. They got me fucked up. I be paying people rent. They got me fucked up.
I see somebody said something about that the prosecutor may know. I guess this is their theory, that the prosecutor may know that the gun came from the Louis V bag, which is Meg's, which is why Meg kind of like denied anything, knowing any like really that being her bag, and
That's
also they haven't really.
interesting perspective. That is interesting because her shit was the shit that was in the front. And then the evidence photo, when the cops found the gun, it was under her damn bag. Under. They had to move shit out the way to see it clearly, but it was under her bed. So you was sitting there. So bitch, what's up?
Shit. All right. Yo,
Damn, now they cut out. Oh, there you go.
oh yeah, no, my bad. I was saying I think this is a good wrap up.
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate all your efforts all the time.
Thank you.
I hope everybody, the chat niggas love you. Like
Hey,
they've already,
chat niggas.
now they love you. You know what I mean? They're gonna show you a lot of love, and I'm hoping, especially you've done such a great job of just kind of giving a real person's perspective of what you're seeing. Like no disrespect to some of the quote unquote like like the LA Times journalists in the center.
Right.
Their report be so dry. Sometimes we miss out on a lot of the context and the really things that's going on that
Right.
really matter.
Yeah, like it's like y'all ever had
Well,
a good teacher? You go to school and you kind of float, and then it's like, damn, I'm not retaining shit. And then you get a good teacher that makes you love a subject you never even thought you would fuck with. I feel like it's kind of like that because of the way it's being presented and because you can relate. Okay, you're tracking now and you keeping up with the shit and you can follow.
yeah.
Anybody could follow, like, and you can know what's going on. And I think that that's dope. And I appreciate all the love from everybody that's been positive. That is definitely outweighed the negative.
Hey, at the conclusion of this trial, I know we're pushing time on when it comes to Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
I need to get with you in person, and we need to do a podcast wrapping this whole bitch up.
Where you at? In Jersey or Miami?
Well, right now I'm in Jersey.
Okay.
But I'll be all over, and we'll coordinate that. But we definitely got to do that. You know what I mean? I think people also like the fact that we link up for even these. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We get way more those dry ass tweets from some of them reporters now.
Okay. Well, absolutely, we can make that happen, and I appreciate you once again for your platform, and we back at it tomorrow.
Of course. Yeah, I was on a plane today. I was driving, trying to get home quick. I'm like,
trying to see what happened.
Yeah, your first update, I'm watching in the car, and then that's when I got back for the the second and the rest of the updates. But yeah, tomorrow I'm all locked in. I ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere until the verdict drops. That's a fact. All right.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Later, Milagro.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, I'm going to end this so we don't hit that time constraint, and I'm going to come back just for you, Choke. So, Choke, no joke, if you here and you want to hop back, then let me know, okay? I have to plug my phone up and shit. So, I'm going to end this and come back to talk to you. So, if you don't pop up, bitch, I'm popping off, okay?